Have you ever stepped out of bed, only to feel like your legs aren't quite ready to hold you up? Maybe they're trembling just a bit, or the stairs that used to feel effortless now leave you out of breath halfway down. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. For many people over 50, that quiet weakness in the legs shows up slowly until one day it's impossible to ignore. But here's the truth no one tells you. Weak legs aren't just a part of aging you have to accept. There are simple, natural ways to rebuild your strength, regain your balance, and walk through life with confidence again. In this video, I'm going to share 4 everyday foods that can help restore power to your legs, improve your sleep, and even sharpen your coordination. These are small changes that can lead to big freedom. If you've ever felt unsteady or worried about losing your independence, stay with me. You'll want to hear what comes next. And if any of this feels personal, I'd love to know your story in the comments. Like this video if it speaks to you, and subscribe for more health insights made just for you. The silent crisis: weak legs lost independence. Most people don't realize the crisis until it's already changed how they move through the world. It starts small. Maybe your legs feel heavy at the end of the day, or you need to grab the handrail just to feel steady. At first you brush it off. You tell yourself you're just tired, or maybe you didn't sleep well. But then it happens again and again. One morning you step out of bed and your knees wobble. Climbing the stairs feels like climbing a hill. You pause halfway up, a little winded, a little unsure. This isn't just about weak legs. It's about the slow loss of something much bigger: your independence. For those of us over 50, the body doesn't always shout when something is wrong. It whispers. And when it comes to leg strength, the whispers sound like stiffness, shakiness, or that sinking feeling when getting up from a chair becomes a small battle. What's really happening is something many have never heard of until it's too late. It's the gradual breakdown of muscle mass that begins around midlife. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because that's how aging works when we don't actively work against it. This slow decline is called sarcopenia. But you don't need to know the name to know what it feels like. It's in the moments you hesitate before walking across a room, or the way you now think twice before taking a walk without your phone, just in case. And here's the part that most people never expect. Weak legs are not just inconvenient, they are dangerous. According to health data, every 11 seconds, someone over 65 is hospitalized due to a fall. Behind every one of those falls is a story of pain, of fear, and sometimes of never quite getting back to where they were before. But this is not a message of fear. It's a call to awareness. Because weakness is not a life sentence, and aging does not mean giving up your strength. You might think the only way back is through heavy exercise or expensive treatments. That's not true. The body is waiting for the right signals, and many of those signals come from the food you eat, the timing of your meals, and how you support your body through simple habits. Your muscles may feel like they've given up, but they haven't. They're waiting for you to give them what they need. And the beautiful thing is that change can happen quietly, just as quietly as the decline began. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't even need to go to the gym. You need to understand how to feed your body in a way that rebuilds what time tried to take, because every step you take is a message to your body. And every step you struggle to take is your body's way of asking for help. Let's not wait for a fall to wake us up. Let's not wait until walking across the room becomes something we fear. The truth is, you deserve better. Not because you're young, but because you're still here. And being here means your body still wants to move, still wants to be strong, still wants to walk beside the people you love. So before we talk about the foods that can change everything, I want you to remember this. Weakness is not a flaw. It's a signal. One you can answer. And this video will help you do exactly that. Number 1. Chickpeas, the muscle builder. Let's talk about a food that most people overlook. It's small, simple, and often forgotten in the back of the pantry, but it can quietly help rebuild the very thing that keeps you on your feet: muscle. That food is the chickpea. You might know it as a garbanzo bean, but the name doesn't matter as much as what it does. After the age of 50, your body begins to lose muscle faster than it builds it. That process continues each year unless you step in and give your muscles what they need to stay strong. And chickpeas deliver exactly that. They're packed with plant-based protein, the kind of fuel your muscles use to grow, repair, and support your weight. But protein is just the beginning. Chickpeas also provide magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, a trio that works together to keep your muscles active and your nerves firing properly. These nutrients are especially important for older adults. They don't just help build muscle, they help your legs feel steady and alive again. When magnesium and vitamin B6 are present in the right amounts, they ease stiffness. They reduce that dragging sensation in your legs. And they help calm the twitching that can interrupt your sleep or make walking feel unsteady. I've seen the impact firsthand. One of my patients was in his 70s when he fell on the stairs. He wasn't looking for painkillers. He just wanted to feel strong again. We didn't start with a supplement or a fitness program. We started in the kitchen. 3 times a week, we added chickpeas to his meals, stews, soups, salads. Within 5 weeks, Jose was moving through his neighborhood with confidence. His knees stopped shaking. He no longer struggled to stand from his favorite chair. It wasn't a miracle. It was nourishment, the right kind given consistently. For most of my clients, I suggest about half a cup of cooked chickpeas per serving. You don't need to eat them every day, but adding them to your meals 2 to 4 times a week can make a meaningful difference. The best part is how versatile they are. You can roast them with olive oil, lemon, and herbs for a crispy snack. You can toss them into a salad with cucumbers, parsley, and red onion. Or stir them into a warm soup with turmeric, black pepper, carrots, and celery. Each of those meals is doing more than feeding your stomach. It's feeding your strength. And for those who prefer to cook from dried beans, here's a small tip that helps more than you'd expect. Soak your chickpeas overnight with a pinch of baking soda. That step helps break down something called phytic acid, which improves iron absorption and makes the beans easier to digest. For older adults who deal with bloating or stomach sensitivity, this one change can make chickpeas not just effective, but enjoyable. This isn't just about nutrients on a label. This is about giving your legs the tools they need to support you through life. When your legs are strong, you feel more stable, more secure, more willing to go for a walk, climb stairs, or carry your own groceries. And that freedom, the freedom to move through the world without fear, starts with small, consistent choices, like adding chickpeas to your lunch, like seeing food not just as comfort but as strength. If you've ever felt like your legs are letting you down, know this. They're not done yet. They just need the right kind of support. And sometimes that support comes in the form of something as humble as a chickpea. Simple, affordable, powerful. Food is medicine. But more than that, food is power. Every bite you take is a message to your body, a message that says, I'm not giving up. I'm just getting started. Let chickpeas be the first step. Your body will thank you for it. So will your future. Number 2. Pumpkin seeds, the nighttime savior. There's a reason so many older adults struggle to sleep through the night. It's not just about aging or stress. It's what happens when your legs won't stop cramping, twitching, or feeling like they've run a marathon while you're trying to rest. If you've ever been woken up by a sharp pain in your calf, or a strange pulling sensation in your feet, you know how frustrating and exhausting it can be. That's not just a bad night's sleep. That's your body crying out for help. The truth is, nighttime leg cramps aren't just a nuisance. They rob you of rest. They drain your energy the next day. And they quietly increase your risk of falls, fatigue, and confusion, especially if they become a regular pattern. But here's the good news. There's a small, affordable food that can change everything, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Pumpkin seeds. That's right. These tiny seeds, often tossed aside after Halloween or sprinkled lightly on salads, hold the key to smoother muscles, calmer nights, and better balance. What makes them so special is what they're made of. Pumpkin seeds are one of the best natural sources of magnesium, a mineral that acts like a calming agent for your entire nervous system. Magnesium helps your muscles relax. It helps prevent those sudden contractions that cause cramps and twitching, and it supports nerve communication so your legs don't feel shaky or disconnected. For older adults, magnesium is often in short supply. Even with a healthy diet, absorption decreases with age. That deficiency can lead to symptoms that are subtle but deeply disruptive: restless legs, stiffness, and unexplained fatigue after even light activity. Adding pumpkin seeds to your daily routine can help close that gap, and the results can be felt quickly. I remember Carmen, a 68-year-old woman who came to see me after months of restless sleep. Every night around 3 a.m., her legs would seize up. The pain would wake her like an alarm, and the exhaustion carried over into every part of her day. She had tried everything: massages, stretching, warm baths. Nothing made a real difference. So we tried something simple. I asked her to eat a small handful of unsalted roasted pumpkin seeds every afternoon. Nothing fancy. No supplements. Just a daily habit. Within 3 weeks, the cramps began to fade. Within 6, they were almost completely gone. Carmen was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Her energy returned. Her mood lifted. And her walks in the park became something she looked forward to again. It wasn't a big change, but it changed everything. Pumpkin seeds don't just contain magnesium. They also provide zinc, healthy fats, and antioxidants. This combination reduces joint inflammation, protects cartilage, and supports smoother movement. That means they're not just good for muscle relaxation. They help stiff knees feel less swollen. They help tired feet recover faster. And they help your body stay balanced and coordinated. In a recent study, adults over 55 who ate about 30 to 40 grams of pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks reported fewer leg cramps and better balance. That's just 2 tablespoons a day. Easy to measure. Easy to remember. You can add them to oatmeal, sprinkle them on vegetables, toss them into a salad, or enjoy them on their own. Just make sure they're unsalted and lightly roasted if possible. And here's a little timing tip that makes a big difference. Try eating them between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. That gives your body a few hours to absorb the magnesium and start calming your nervous system before bedtime. It's a small shift in your schedule, but it can lead to deeper sleep, fewer cramps, and a body that wakes up refreshed instead of tense. You don't need to suffer through another night of leg pain. You don't need to accept broken sleep as the new normal. Sometimes your body doesn't need more medication. It needs better minerals. And sometimes, the answer is as simple as a seed. If your nights feel broken or your mornings feel heavy, pumpkin seeds might be the missing piece. They don't just help you sleep. They help you reclaim control. They help you move through your days with more strength and your nights with more peace. So if you're looking for a change, start with something simple. Start with what's already in your kitchen. And let your body rest the way it was meant to. Your legs carry you through life. Give them the calm, quiet support they need to carry you through the night. Number 3, seaweed, the joint healer. Some discomfort in your knees might seem like a normal part of aging. But what if that quiet ache, that subtle creaking when you move, is actually your joints calling for help? As we age, the cartilage that cushions our joints starts to wear down. You may notice it when getting up from a chair takes longer, or when a simple walk leaves your knees feeling sore and stiff. This loss doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly, often disguised as harmless cracking or a dull ache. And before you know it, your mobility suffers, your balance weakens, and your confidence to move freely starts to fade. But here's the truth many people don't know. There is a natural food that supports your joints from the inside out. It doesn't come from land but from the ocean. Seaweed. Thin, soft, and often overlooked, this ocean plant is a powerhouse for joint health and bone strength. Seaweed varieties like wakame, kelp, sea lettuce, and nori are rich in essential minerals your joints crave. Calcium to support your bones, iodine to balance hormones, and a group of unique compounds that fight inflammation where it starts. One of the biggest reasons older adults suffer from joint pain is the loss of synovial fluid. This is the natural lubricant between your joints. When it runs low, movement feels rough, painful, or unstable. Seaweed helps your body produce and protect that fluid. It does this gently, without the side effects of medication, and over time, that support adds up. In a recent study, Older women who included seaweed in their diet 2 to 3 times a week saw real improvements in bone density. That means stronger hips, more stable steps, and less risk of fractures from a simple fall. I've seen this transformation with my own eyes. Maria, a 70-year-old former yoga teacher, had to quit her classes after arthritis left her knees swollen and unstable. Her movements became limited, and she feared her flexibility was gone for good. We started small. We added seaweed to her meals twice a week, miso soup with wakame, seaweed flakes over rice and vegetables, a few sheets of nori rolled around grilled fish or tofu. 2 months later, she returned with a lightness in her steps. Her stiffness had eased. Her knees didn't ache every time she stood up. She had even started doing gentle stretches again, something she thought was lost forever. It wasn't a miracle cure. It was a shift in nourishment. It was giving her joints what they needed to heal and move again. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet to benefit. Just adding seaweed 2 to 3 times a week can make a noticeable difference. And it's easy work into your meals. Try sprinkling dried seaweed flakes onto warm rice. Add wakame to a soup with tofu and ginger. Use nori sheets as wraps for vegetables and avocado. And here's a kitchen trick that helps even more. When making broth with seaweed, add a few slices of fresh ginger and a drop of sesame oil. This enhances flavor, boosts circulation, and supports digestion, especially important for older adults. What makes seaweed so powerful is its gentle but deep impact. It doesn't just mask joint pain. It helps repair what's been worn down by time. It rebuilds hydration. It supports cartilage. And it helps your bones stay strong, even if you're already feeling their fragility. You might not think much of it at first. A few green strips on your plate. A pinch of flakes on your salad. But inside your body, those tiny changes are protecting you from the inside out. They're giving your joints a chance to move again with ease. They're reducing the inflammation that steals your mobility. And they're helping you stay upright, balanced, and confident in your steps. If you've ever felt like your knees were giving up on you, know this. It's not too late. Your joints are still listening. They just need the right support. Let the ocean give you that support. With each bite of seaweed, you're feeding not just your hunger, but your ability to move, bend, stretch, and live fully. Because movement should not be painful. And aging should not mean losing the freedom to go where you want, when you want. Give your joints a reason to stay strong. Start small. Start with the C. And feel the difference it makes in every step you take. Number 4. Avocado. The neurological ally. Some people feel it as a numbness in their feet. Others describe it like walking through fog, where each step feels disconnected from the brain. If you've ever felt unsure of where your legs were landing or like your body wasn't quite listening to you, you're not imagining things. These are signs your peripheral nerves might be weakening, and while it may feel subtle at first, this disconnect between your brain and your body can grow into something that steals your confidence, your stability, and your independence. The nervous system relies on healthy fats to function. When those fats are missing, the protective layers around your nerves start to wear down. Communication slows. Movements become clumsy. Balance becomes harder to maintain. But the good news is, you can feed your nerves. And one of the best ways to do that is through a soft, green fruit that's probably already familiar. Avocado. Creamy, rich, and full of life-supporting nutrients, this fruit is one of the best allies your nervous system has. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid. These fats help build and protect the membranes that surround your nerve cells. When those membranes are strong, your nerves can fire properly, helping your brain and body stay in sync. That kind of communication matters. It's the difference between walking with ease or feeling uncertain with every step. It's what keeps you steady when you stand, and helps prevent the stumbles that can lead to serious falls. But avocados go further. They also contain high levels of potassium, a mineral essential for muscle contraction and nerve signaling. When your potassium is low, cramps, weakness, and fatigue show up sometimes without warning. In addition to potassium, avocados offer vitamin E. This antioxidant protects your nerves from oxidative stress, which is one of the silent drivers of age-related nerve damage. For people over 60, this kind of support is critical. Your nerves don't regenerate easily, but they can be preserved, strengthened, and supported with the right kind of nutrition. I think of Miguel, a 79-year-old retired teacher who came to my clinic concerned about numbness in his feet. He loved walking in the park with his grandson, but lately he felt unsure. His feet felt heavy, disconnected, like they weren't part of him. We didn't start with tests or therapies. We started with breakfast. Instead of sugary cereal, I suggested he try something simple: a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado, a sprinkle of chia seeds, and a squeeze of lemon. It seemed small. But 4 weeks later he walked in smiling. He said he could feel the ground again. He felt present, balanced, and steady beside his grandson. What changed wasn't just his breakfast. It was the way his body responded to consistent, nourishing support. The right fats, the right minerals, the right signals to his nervous system. If you want to give this a try, start with about 1/3 to half an avocado, 3 to 4 times a week. Mornings are ideal, but it also makes a great afternoon snack. You can spread it on toast, toss it into a quinoa salad, blend it into a smoothie, or wrap it into a rice paper roll with leafy greens. However you enjoy it, the goal is consistency. And if you want to take it one step further, try adding a pinch of flaxseed, chia seeds, or crushed walnuts. These are rich in omega-3 fats and additional vitamin E, which further support your nerves and reduce inflammation throughout the body. These aren't just tasty toppings. They're tools. Quiet protectors of your body's ability to move, respond, and feel alive. If your legs have felt strange lately, if your balance has been off, or your feet feel far away from your brain, don't wait until the disconnect grows. Nourish the system that connects it all. Avocados don't shout their benefits, but their impact is deep. They support your coordination, they calm your nerves, and they help bring clarity back to every step. You deserve to feel stable, safe, and grounded in your own body. And that begins not with a medication, but with what you choose to put on your plate. Let avocado be your reminder that you're not fading. You're still connected. Your body just needs the right support to remember how strong and steady you can be. Start with something simple. Start with what's green, soft, and full of life. Start with avocado. Your nerves, your balance, and your confidence will thank you for it. Have you ever asked yourself why so many people wait until they lose their balance before taking action? Why we often ignore the early signs, like heavy legs or restless nights, until something forces us to stop? It's not because we don't care. It's because we've been told these things are just part of getting older. That stiffness, numbness, or fatigue are normal. That we should expect less from our bodies as the years go by. But what if that belief is holding us back? What if the real problem isn't the aging itself, but the quiet assumption that we can't do anything about it? The truth is, your body is constantly responding to what you feed it, how you move it, and how you care for it. It hasn't stopped trying. It's just waiting for better support. You are not a burden. You are not too late. And you are not broken. You are someone whose body has carried decades of experience, love, effort, and resilience. You deserve to feel strong and present in that body, not just to avoid pain, but to feel connected again. So many of us have lived with the quiet fear of decline, of becoming dependent, of fading away in our own homes. But strength is not gone. Balance is not lost. It's waiting in small, consistent choices that speak louder than fear. No, you don't need to run. You don't need to lift heavy weights or turn your life upside down. You just need to know that change is still possible. That the way you feel now is not your final chapter. The foods we've talked about aren't just nutrients. They're tools. They're quiet, powerful messages to your body that say, I still care. I still believe in what's possible. So if you've ever felt like you've slipped behind or missed your chance, let this be your reminder. There's still time to feel stronger, more balanced, more yourself. You are not here to just endure aging. You are here to live through it with clarity, energy, and purpose. You are not asking for too much. You're asking for what should have always been within reach. And now it is. Let your next step be one of belief, not in perfection, but in progress. Not in youth, but in your right to feel good, steady, and free in your own body. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to return to yourself. Your body is listening, and it's ready when you are. Now you've seen how 4 simple foods can support your legs, your balance, and your sense of control. These aren't just ingredients. They're small, steady steps back toward strength. Chickpeas to build muscle. Pumpkin seeds to ease the night. Seaweed to soothe your joints. And avocado to reconnect your nerves. You don't have to do everything at once. But you can start today. And every bite becomes part of your healing. If this video helps shift something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Someone who deserves to feel steady on their feet again. Leave a comment below. Have you tried any of these? Or is there one you're ready to start with? And if this spoke to you, like the video and subscribe. This is just the beginning. You're not alone. And you're not done yet. We'll walk this path together.